Dear listeners, those of you that are here to get the scuttlebutt, the news about what's going on the right, on places like X and Truth Social, etc., to know about the infighting and what's being said about Trump and midterms and how angry they are, what they're threatening to do. I'm going to be posting these kind of videos more often because you guys have asked me for them. To me, I'm like, oh, I'm just done with it because I know where this is going. I think midterms is a lock. I think the election in 2028 is a lock. So I'm kind of like, okay, I got to move on to the next thing I want to work on. But a lot of you don't go into those spaces or you don't talk to people on the right like I do. So this is where you get your fill of that and your understanding of that, and it helps you feel calmer. So I'm going to continue to do these, but they will be posted as you're seeing now, but they're going to be posted just here on YouTube. They're too long for TikTok, and also TikTok doesn't want to pay for them. And this takes me hours to do, and I want to be paid for them. And YouTube actually does pay its content creators. And if there are any political content creators that you like that are on different platforms like TikTok, it is better if you watch them here on YouTube. And they may not come and tell you that, but it is true. So if you can watch their content, if it's between, TikTok or here, please watch them here because YouTube actually pays something. So anyway, I'll be doing a couple of these a week. I'll try and do a day's worth. It might have to be 2 days depending on what's going on, because I try and share ones with you guys that actually have a couple sentences, not just yeah, hell yeah, 100%, right? So they're longer comments. So anyway, this next bit is about 16 minutes long, and that's why it's over here on YouTube. I can only post 10 minutes worth on TikTok. So there you go. Let's get started, dear listeners. Trump is going down as the worst president in history, worse than Biden, which I never thought was possible. He'll be the most impeached. The third time will be the charm. 2 half-filled bags of groceries, 5-pound potatoes, 4 onions, 12-pack seltzers, dog food, and a turkey, $135. The GOP is going to get wiped out in 26 and 28. This is the golden age? More like a golden shower. The Republican Party will collapse, leading to open borders, one-party, global communist rule as intended. Trump was the psyop. Marjorie Greene was forced out of Congress by Donald Trump for criticizing Israel and voting to release the Epstein files. In other words, Trump destroyed his biggest loyalist for putting America first. This is why I didn't vote. MAGA is dead. Hard for anybody to defend Trump at this point. He celebrated MTG's resignation while lavishing praise on the socialist Mamdani on the very same day. MAGA is dead. Long live America first. Trump is a traitor to the people and the country. He fucked us. He is and always was a puppet. I walked miles door to door trying to get this fuck elected. All for him to be a fucking own bitch. Vote left or vote right. You get the same shit. The man is pure trash. I hope he is impeached and removed. This time I'll walk the halls of Congress in favor of it instead of against it. Pound sand, POTUS. I am done. President Trump's lack of concern for the Epstein victims and his callous response to the reporter's questions, I think that's the piggy remark, ends my relationship with him. I will not support a man who denies justice to the victims, who in this case are children, and mocks the question. Hey Trump, you're a liar and a grifter. You've killed MAGA. History will record the truth of your betrayal. You deserve every bad thing that comes your way. It hurts me, it pains me to agree with you because I was sold hook, line, and sinker. I convinced my kids and my friends to vote for this dude. I don't even know this man anymore. Just when you think he can't sink any lower, he goes and makes a new low. Embarrassed I ever supported him. I am not voting GOP ever again. He gave MAGA the middle finger from the very second the Epstein debacle took center stage. There's a special place in hell for scum like this. I'm ashamed of him. This entire fucking administration is the deep state they vowed to get rid of. Easy prediction. Democrats will sweep 26, and this is all Trump's doing. He betrayed his strongest supporters and then told them he doesn't want their support anymore. He embraces Randy Fine and Lindsey Graham. When Democrats are sworn in, it will be non-stop impeachment hearings until Trump is removed. Many turncoat Republicans he is levying on will turn on him also and vote to impeach. Trump, please get off the MAGA train and see that no president should be speaking as you do. Fire's roiling in the USA that is not being spoken about. Trump is not fixing these problems. The USA is in deep peril. Candace Owens is getting assassination threats. MTG2, deep state coup. Fuck Trump. He wants to get in bed with the worst neocons. Alrighty then. You're going to get demolished in the midterms, and I'm going to laugh my ass off. America only is the answer. A political tsunami is coming in the midterms, and it is likely to wipe out the Republican majority entirely. This is not partisan analysis, it is survival logic. Republicans know that tying themselves to Trump now is the fastest way to lose their seats, their influence, and their future inside the party. The first quiet repositionings have already begun, and the calculation is simple. If they want to be in Congress next year, they cannot afford to be in Trump's shadow this year. No one is going to help Trump push through an unfair deal or a last-minute political stunt in the months before his final and increasingly irrelevant year in office. Not Europe, not Asia, not the global institutions he keeps trying to strong-arm. The world sees what is happening. They know the clock is running out. They know the next administration will be forced to rebuild credibility from scratch. Backing Trump now would only guarantee that the damage lasts longer. I am really starting to think we got played. In hindsight, it should have been obvious that Trump was a snake all along. It seems like the signs were right in front of our faces. Trump backed every corrupt politician in his first term. We all forgot because of COVID. We need to stop believing people who say what we want to hear. Look at Cash and Bondi, for example. I expect much worse. Trump is coming for our guns. He's just the man to do it, as he couldn't possibly care less what we think. Trump doesn't know the pulse of the American people. He lost his way and does not give a shit because he can't get reelected. Very disappointed in Trump's second term. At this point, I would rather vote Ron DeSantis that hates Trump's base over J.D. Vance in 2028. Trump's just Israel's bitch. We're cooked. Trump betrayed America. Trump would need to be delivering on his promises if he wanted support from his base. GOP is going to get crushed in the midterms. He proved that he can win, but continues to show he can't lead. He forgot he already won the election and is now supposed to unite the country. Instead, he is losing his base, making independents feel annoyed, and pushing the left harder left instead of towards the middle. What a disaster. He stabbed us in the back. Since Charlie was murdered, President 180 seems to be going against everything he ran on. Has Trump always been a fraud, or has he become one? Either way, he represents Israel's interests. Antichrist loves his name and exalts his name above all others, sticking it on everything from buildings to Bibles, like a dog marking its territory with urine and feces. He'll even mark the temple that is built after February 26, 2026. In the end, no name will be lower than his. Sit out the midterms because we are not getting representation but taxation. Trump seems to have always played ball with globalists, and it seems his alignment, which was inevitable, has now accelerated. They needed the conservatives to get on board, and Trump was the vehicle. We were all taken for a ride. The infighting of the weekend was mind-blowing. There are no words to explain how absolutely crushed I am. At some point, there has to be a checkmate, not just a continued 5D, 10D, or 50D chess excuse. His supporters want a match finish because I, for one, am getting really bored of watching the same chess match that's being played since 2016. Trump betrayed us all for Israel. Time for Elon's America Party? Trump is destroying America First Republicans and endorsing war pig neocons and Democrats. Trump flipped on a lot of us. Although some don't realize it yet, they are still hoping for a big reveal. I feel like we've been played and the agenda is moving forward at rapid speed. It's just not the MAGA agenda we were told it would be. Siding with the tech bros on H-1B insourcing was the first dividing line of Trump 2.0. Trump doesn't want the Epstein files released because it would involve Melania. There is no other explanation. Isn't it weird that when Charlie was murdered, everything MAGA, at least what was campaigned on, was discarded? Trump became a DC cartel member. I don't appreciate the whole nurses are not a profession. That's the biggest bitch slap to all. Screw them on getting loans, aid to help them with the funding because it's expensive. I voted for Trump 3 times and regret voting for him in 2024. Trump 2.0 is not the same as 1.0. Trump 2.0 policies are stupid, like raising taxes, tariffs, spending more money than Joe Biden, flooding the U.S. with foreign workers, his plans to invade Venezuela. Lifelong R here, totally agree. Dems are going to take the House before the midterms and will have 20-plus seat advantage over Johnson or after. Johnson will be out, and deservedly so. Guy is totally useless. And it was all so preventable and is well-deserved. Ours had all the power and totally wasted it. As a 3-time Trump voter who quit supporting him after he told us to, you don't have to tell me twice. I hope they get a majority and impeach him as payback for the federal sales tax he put on all of us as blanket tariffs. This is Marjorie Taylor Greene. This sums up almost every call and text message I've had all weekend. And then here's what she retweeted. It's over. The whole MAGA psyop is over. It's America only, ride or die. Don't slide into my DMs whining about flipping on Trump. No, he flipped on us. And if you come at me with 5D chess crap, you're going to get blocked. The tide has changed. Instead of being the coattails Republicans ride on, Trump has become the anchor that drags them down. I've blocked, muted, and unfollowed so many people these last few days. Too many people will listen to anything Trump says with no questions asked and repeat the lies that he said about you. To be honest, I think you're doing the right thing by getting out of the swamp. That was to Marjorie Taylor Greene. MAGA is dead. The only people that don't realize this are the cult-like grifters who'd rather set themselves on fire than mildly criticize President Trump. It's so over. The true America firsters that put Trump and the Republicans into power this go-round are the same people that are going to spend the next 3 years rectifying that mistake and removing them from power. The mainstream MAGA influencers and Republican politicians are so arrogant and think they can just attack all the young, all the America first, betray on most promises, and think they can still win. I wish November 26 was here now so they will know what losers they are. You made the right decision, MTG. If Trump and MAGA don't want the coalition they worked so hard to build during the campaign, fine. Let's see if they can pull and steer the ship on their own. Trump flips on everyone not willing to bend the knee or having an independent thought that isn't Trump approved. Marjorie's Christian views are a big no in Congress. Sad reality we live in 2025. You made the right move to leave, MTG. Good luck. Marco Rubio will present himself as a return to normalcy, and J.D. Vance will present himself as a continuation of Trump. Problem for J.D. Vance is he is not Trump. He's not funny. He's a complete arsehole. He's creepy as hell, and nobody's going to vote for this. We had a generational mandate. Trump chose to squander it on foreign policy, and he hasn't even solved anything. These conflicts could erupt any moment, or during his impeachment trials after Democrats win the midterms. Dude is a total failure. So depressing. Thanks for calling him on it. He had a chance to not fall back into 2016 Trump. Didn't last long at all. Same guy who cares more what the media says about him than what his own voters want. Trump's major focus on foreign policy is a reach for perceived lasting glory in solving the world's problems. He should be home working the phones with Congress, making deals and twisting arms to get his domestic goals solidified with legislation. Susie Wiles has isolated him from the truth and how furious longtime Trump supporters are right now. People can't afford their fucking bills, and he's bragging daily about how great things are while hosting billionaires and Al-Qaeda members in the White House. Nothing has changed. If President Trump says, I've stopped 8 wars, or if I was president, it wouldn't have started anymore, I'm gonna puke. It's good what he's done, but for Pete's sake, it's not what the people want to hear right now, Nobel Prize or not. As someone who has voted R my whole life, I'll be voting D in the midterms. And yes, spite of Trump. He not only went against everything he ran on, but he treats us like shit, telling us he doesn't want our support and gaslighting us all the time. Far too much focus on foreign policy over domestic issues, going to be a problem for Republicans. Extremely disappointing, and people can call disheartened voters names all they want, but it's just denial at this point and is going to lead to a slaughter in the ballot box come November 26. Many will just shrug their shoulders and not care when the Democrats throw everything at Trump then. He made his own bed. Shutting Doge is everything I need to know. Trump 2.0 is over. Feels like he's given up on everything for no conceivable reason. Congress hasn't been much better. GOP is done as a national force if this continues into 26. Dems will sweep the midterms and do everything possible to block Republicans from ever gaining power again. He increased prices with bad tariff policy, has an inability to field a single piece of healthcare reform, and an inability to address debt and deficit. Doge bomb. Incredible how fast this was all torched. Under a year and it's gone. That's life. But we need H-1Bs. Don said so. Americans don't have talent, and the guy wants a Nobel Peace Prize. This was Trump's shot again, and he blew it. Most of his bullshit promises have gone by the wayside due to the swamp a-holes he surrounds himself with. The same Trump-inflicted stupidity of his first term has magically reappeared for his second. Enjoy the impeachments again. Looking back now, it's clear we were screwed from day one. Win the midterms, it will be the biggest blue wave we've ever seen. Oh yeah. I've never seen a political high crash so fast. Historically bad. Every situation is arguably worse due to Trump 47's action and inactions. Certainly bloodshed that could have been avoided was encouraged. 1 year ago, I was very hopeful for the future of the United States. Today, I'm resigning myself to a 26 Democratic takeover of Congress and President Newsom sworn in 2029. I should get the Nobel Peace Prize. Whatever, man. Foreign policy and Wall Street at the expense of the poor. That's nothing new, though.